Hello guys, I'm back with this Halo 4 energy sword that I made over the summer this year that I'm going to show off for this Halloween tonight, which is going to be pretty awesome. So I guess you guys want some background information on how I made this and stuff. So first off, if you have not seen my previous video on how to make this Halo energy sword, then you might as well check that out right now. But right now, I'm just going to compare and contrast, and then I'm going to talk about some other extra things I added with the energy sword, such as this elite miner hand that I made out of clay. So let's get started. So you can obviously tell this is a lot wider and just longer, just pretty much bigger in general than this energy sword. And the reason why it's because, well, first off, I'm sure most of you guys, if you're actually planning on making one, you're going to wonder why or where I get all this material. Most of this stuff I get is from Michael's, so that's the store most Americans can find. I don't know about other countries, you could probably find some on Amazon. And I found this skinny birch plywood. That's the actual material for this. And I couldn't find any other board longer than what this was right now. So that kind of was stinky poo, but you know, it was still a good board, so I used it. Now I'm going to compare it to this. You can obviously tell, then again, the Halo 2 energy sword is bigger than this one, which, you know, it's fine by me. This is actually far more durable, even though I actually have swung this against an object one time. Videos I'm going to be on the corner, and that's when I decided to test it on some and be really stupid, and if you can tell, this actually snapped off. Let's focus here. Yeah, it was pretty bad damage, but at least I got to fix it again, and you know, I can actually still swing it, and it actually makes a nice whipping sound. So let's just get there. Okay. You kind of get the idea. And you wonder why this wire is actually hanging out. It's because if you've seen the video preview on my Halo 4 energy sword, this actually glows. So this is a wire that actually connects to a battery pack, which is over there. And when it hooks up to this, I am able to flip a switch and light this puppy on, which I will do at the end of the video. So if you want to just skip to that, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to explain everything else that either I did wrong or just some extra features that I added. So, just like today, I just now figured that styrofoam is quite a durable material. So, if you want to make something like this and don't make the same crappy mistakes I did, might as well keep listening. So I recommend like the styrofoam if you really want a cheap material. You know, it'll be easy to glue back together. So otherwise, if you want to be fancy like what I did, use birch plywood. And I got some painting materials, as you could tell. What I did is, well, first off, I cut off this wood, obviously, and later on I actually thought of an idea on what I could do with this handle, which what I did is I used material of clay, just kind of modeled it around, or molded it, I don't know, so, and then later on I spray painted this whole handle flat silver, and then I spray painted this metallic silver. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. I covered this whole thing white first, and then I did metallic blue. So, and then where I got this electricity effect is I accidentally scratched it one day, and it had that white effect which was from the coating of the gloss white spray paint. So I just kept scratching, and then I made, the larger ones I made was chrome silver painting. It was a very small jar of paint that I also got from Michael's. And then, you know, it kind of looked funny because what I did is, in order to get this right in the right place for the metallic blue effect, is if I used painting tape to cover the edges. So that's what I did, and it looked funny afterwards. So you could see I finished the rest with some sky blue painting over here on the edges. I also gave it some scratching effects, so you could see it has some scratch markings. It looks like it's been in battle, so that's pretty cool. Another thing I noticed is the symbol. You could see that I thought this symbol was typical. Apparently, if you actually looked in the video game, if you want to get really into the details, there are different symbols in it, but if you want to look at that, you can. Okay. Now we're going to set this aside, and I'm going to show you this cool thing right here. I had a lot of extra clay after I covered it on the handle for the sword, so I thought, why not make something cool? So I looked up the Elite Miner from Halo 4, and I decided, you know, maybe I could have some kind of background story for this, or yeah, so you can see it looks cut off. The bone, I chose silver because if you look at the legendary skull, it's silver, so that's what I chose, but it could be just like the same color of a human bone. I don't know, you guys debate in the comments, but I chose silver. And you can see there's just a lot of Covenant blood in it. I kind of got a little carried away with the Covenant blood. I try not to cover the whole thing, but you know, you kind of expect if your hand's cut off, there's going to be blood everywhere. So yeah, and then you could see that in the front. I tried my best to make this at an actual scale. So if you actually compare this to a real life Elite, it would actually fit. So I did what I could. I probably could be wrong, but you know, this is a regular size hand. I don't have the measurements for it, but you know, just comparing my hand to this thing's pretty huge. And you know, these Elites range around from 6 to 8 feet tall, so you expect these guys to be pretty big. You can also tell at the beginning of the video it fits into the sword that I originally wielded with. And this is also supposed to be part of its wall holder. This is the sword holder. As you can see, I actually gave it some detail. It says Elite Class Rank Miner. And what you do is you take his hand, the Elite's hand, and you just kind of slide it in there, and it'll hang there nice and snugly. Last time I did this, the whole thing actually fell apart, so that's why I didn't bring the energy sword and top it there. But I do have an image of it, so let me pull that up. Okay, so this is the photo of all of the parts together as the wall holder for the sword. But I was a bit paranoid ever since because it all collapsed one time, but it's more durable now and I fixed it. Okay, so now what you're probably waiting for is what it looks like to light up. And I am actually able to have all these wires connected with the sword while I'm actually carrying this around. So what I do is I actually connect this in the back of my pocket and have all these wires hide under my sleeve or my pockets. So that's what I do for those. But either way, let's get to the fun part. You can see it's still daylight, so you're probably not going to get a lot of effect, but it looks pretty awesome in pitch black. But just to get an idea, here's the switch. I'm going to turn it on. Boom. See, it looks pretty cool. So, and that was the problem last year with this guy. I was trying to have that for a Halloween, or at least reveal it, make it visible at night, but I forgot there's no lighting effect on it. So this time I backed it up. And another disadvantage with this is what I could have done, because you could see there are some glowing effects right here, and my OCD turns on every time I see this just hanging around. I could have this, or you could have some kind of hole for this handle and just have this LED wire just go through, have some holes for these guys, so then once you turn it on, these guys will glow as well. And when I don't mean like this, I mean like these specifically. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll put down some of the materials that I know for this, but otherwise, if you want to get specific steps on how I made this, or like photographs, or I actually kind of have some sketch blueprint thing about that I have. It's all on my Google Plus account, so if you want to see that, you can. But if you want to just get original and at least come to something like this, go to my first how to make a Halo energy sword video. You'll see it just by looking at the thumbnail, because it looks a lot like this. Alright, have a good time. It is October 31st, so I expect you to have some candy, and it is 2014, so get ready for the Halo Nightfall in the Master Chief Collection. Heard that's going to be exciting, especially the Halo 2 anniversary graphics. Whew, crazy intense. But I'm going to sign out now and shut up, so bye now.